Hey NFL fans, before we dive into today's hottest stories, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss an update. From NFL News Now, the Dallas Cowboys have been navigating a season of highs and lows, and much of the spotlight recently has fallen on one of their most dynamic special teams players. Cavante Turpin. Turpin's journey to becoming a Pro Bowl returner is nothing short of remarkable. From a largely unknown spring league signing to earning a 3-year, $18 million extension this offseason, his rise has captured the attention of fans and analysts alike. However, the start of this season has seen Turpin struggle to replicate the explosive impact that made him such a pivotal part of the Cowboys roster. His average yards per return have seen a noticeable dip, going from 10.4 yards per punt return to 5.5, and from 33.5 yards per kickoff return to 25.8. While these statistics alone would be concerning, it is the recent penalty issues that have drawn the ire of the team's management, particularly when it comes to his handling of fair catches. In back-to-back weeks, Turpin committed a peculiar but costly mistake, calling for a fair catch and then attempting to advance the ball, resulting in penalties. This unusual error prompted Cowboys owner Jerry Jones to weigh in during a recent appearance on 105.3 The Fan. Jones was unequivocal about the need for Turpin to correct his approach. "Well, he's just got to quit that, and if you hold that hand up at that critical juncture, they'll call that a fair catch, and if you try to run with the ball, they'll give you a penalty for it, and that's pretty simple, and it's not that. Really, he'd be the first to tell you he's just got to quit doing that," Jones explained, emphasizing the simplicity of the rule and the expectation that Turpin avoid repeating the mistakes that have undermined his otherwise stellar contributions. The comments reflect not just a reprimand, but also a reminder of the fine line that separates brilliance from error. In the high-stakes environment of the NFL, despite the scrutiny over these penalties, Jerry Jones remains unshaken in his confidence in Turpin's abilities. When questioned about Turpin's recent lack of big returns, Jones made it clear that he still values Turpin as a weapon, capable of shifting games in the Cowboys' favor. "But when it comes to competing, I don't know of anybody I'd prefer to have the ball in their hands than Cavante. So my point to you is that I think we're great there. I think we've got a Pro Bowl returner, and candidly, we've got one heck of a weapon that really complements what we've got with the other parts of our game," Jones stated, highlighting the unique combination of skill, speed, and football IQ that Turpin brings to the field, even when recent performances have not fully reflected his potential. This duality, scrutiny mixed with confidence, captures the tension surrounding Turpin's season and underscores the broader narrative of expectation and redemption in professional sports. It is worth remembering, of course, that Turpin has already provided the Cowboys with unforgettable moments this season. Perhaps most notably, in Week 13 against the Kansas City Chiefs, he executed a game-saving fumble recovery, an act of hustle and awareness that earned him high praise from Jones himself. The contrast between that play and his recent penalty issues provides a lens into Turpin's broader season. Capable of brilliance yet vulnerable to mental lapses under pressure, Jerry Jones' messages clear. The talent is undeniable, the work ethic unquestionable, but focus and discipline in critical moments are essential to sustaining excellence. Turpin's challenge moving forward is to translate the same intensity and situational awareness he showed in Week 13 into consistent, error-free performance in the return game, where mistakes are often magnified and can alter the outcome of contests. While Turpin grapples with these immediate challenges, the Cowboys are also looking toward the future and addressing roster needs in preparation for the 2026 NFL Draft. Analysts and fans alike are closely following projections for Dallas, with a strong focus on bolstering a defense that has struggled to consistently dominate. The latest post-Week 14 mock draft from CBS Sports highlights the team's strategy of prioritizing defensive reinforcements, particularly in the linebacker corps and the secondary. According to the projections, the Cowboys are expected to use their first-round pick, 15th overall, on Sonny Styles, a linebacker from Ohio State who has earned recognition as a former 5-star recruit and a national champion. Styles' impressive collegiate resume includes 80 total tackles, 5 tackles for loss, 1 interception, 3 passes defensed, a forced fumble, and half a sack this season, demonstrating a rare combination of size, athleticism, and football intelligence. Styles also brings NFL pedigree as the son of former Super Bowl champion and linebacker Lorenzo Styles. providing an additional layer of intrigue for a team seeking leadership and playmaking ability at a key defensive position. Further strengthening the defensive backfield, the Cowboys are projected to use their second first-round pick, 28th overall via the Green Bay Packers, on Avian Terrell, a cornerback from Clemson. Terrell, like Styles, comes from a family with professional football ties. His brother, A.J. Terrell, is an established NFL player with the Atlanta Falcons. The selection of Terrell is designed to inject youth and energy into the Cowboys' secondary, which has faced criticism for inconsistency and lack of depth. Terrell's stat line this season, while lacking interceptions, reflects his overall impact on the field: 48 total tackles, 9 passes defensed, 5 forced fumbles for 0.5 tackles for loss, and 3 sacks. The move also aligns with salary cap considerations, as moving on from Trevon Diggs could free up nearly $13 million, allowing the team to allocate resources efficiently, while continuing to build a younger, more dynamic defensive unit. This dual approach addressing linebacker and secondary needs early in the draft signals a clear intent by the Cowboys to lay a foundation for sustained success, while maintaining flexibility to support offensive and special teams growth, including nurturing talents like Turpin. The juxtaposition of immediate challenges and long-term strategy encapsulates the current state of the Dallas Cowboys. On one hand, Turpin's penalties and dip in production are reminders of the thin margin for error in the NFL, and they highlight the importance of discipline and situational awareness even for elite playmakers. On the other hand, the team's methodical approach to the draft underscores a commitment to building depth, youth, and championship-level talent in critical areas, particularly in positions that influence game outcomes on a consistent basis. The Cowboys fan base, accustomed to both dramatic highs and disappointing lows, finds itself witnessing a season in which lessons from individual moments, such as Turpin's fumble recovery, are weighed against broader organizational imperatives like roster construction and cap management. The interplay of these factors, the development of star players, strategic drafting, and careful management of on-field execution, creates a narrative that is both immediate and forward-looking, reflecting the multi-layered complexity of running a modern NFL franchise. In sum, Cavante Turpin's story this season is emblematic of the broader tension within the Dallas Cowboys organization. He represents the potential for game-changing impact, yet his recent lapses serve as cautionary examples of the importance of discipline and focus. Jerry Jones' public comments, balancing critique with endorsement, encapsulate the message: talent is vital, but precision under pressure defines legacy. Meanwhile, the front office is quietly preparing to secure the next generation of defensive stars, with prospects like Sonny Styles and Avian Terrell positioned to address long-standing gaps and provide a foundation for sustained competitiveness for fans. This convergence of immediate performance concerns and strategic foresight offers a compelling narrative that is as much about individual accountability as it is about organizational vision. As the season progresses, all eyes will be on Turpin to see whether he can harness his undeniable abilities and translate flashes of brilliance into consistent contributions, while also observing how the Cowboys' investment in defensive youth will reshape the team's trajectory in the years to come. The story unfolding in Dallas is one of challenges met with confidence, mistakes countered by resilience, and a franchise striving to balance the exhilaration of the present with the promise of the future, where every decision, from a fair catch on the field to a first-round draft pick, carries the weight of potential and the expectation of excellence. Keep watching as we analyze more details about some rumors. There's a storm brewing in Dallas, and if the whispers circulating through the locker room and medical corridors are even half true, the fallout could be seismic. Reports have been quietly trickling out from sources close to the team, suggesting that the Dallas Cowboys are facing a potential medical catastrophe, the kind of crisis that could reshape not just the roster, but the entire trajectory of the 2025 season. It seems almost impossible to grasp, yet the murmurs are consistent. The team is deeply concerned about a serious concussion that could have far-reaching implications. And at the center of this storm is a player whose presence has been pivotal, whose role has been monumental in shaping the identity of the squad. Insiders are hinting that the player in question is on the verge of entering what some are describing as a collapse, a state that could jeopardize not only his performance on the field, but also the stability of the team's offensive and defensive schemes. The atmosphere around the Cowboys has shifted in subtle yet palpable ways. Practices have reportedly taken on a tense, almost somber tone, with medical staff hovering close. Eyes constantly scanning for any signs of distress. There's a sense of urgency that permeates every interaction, every decision. Conversations that once revolved around game plans and strategy now carry an undertone of concern for health, for recovery, for the possibility that one wrong move could have devastating consequences. The medical team, renowned for its diligence and thoroughness, is said to be taking unprecedented precautions. Sources claim that evaluations are happening at an accelerated pace, that every symptom, no matter how minor, is being scrutinized with laser-like focus. The fear, it seems, is that even a single miscalculation could turn a serious but manageable situation into a career-threatening scenario. Rumors suggest that this isn't just any concussion. Multiple insiders have hinted that the severity is significant enough to warrant extended rest, potentially months of recovery, and a level of monitoring that goes beyond standard league protocols. The implications are staggering. If these whispers hold water, the Cowboys could find themselves without one of their central figures for a crucial stretch of the season. The ripple effects extend beyond the field. The coaching staff, already balancing complex schemes and rotations, may have to rethink entire strategies. Plays designed around the unique skill set of this player might be shelved or adapted, forcing teammates to step into unfamiliar roles under intense scrutiny. The locker room dynamics, which thrive on rhythm and familiarity, could face unprecedented strain as players adjust to a suddenly altered hierarchy. Adding fuel to the fire are murmurs from inside the league that other teams are quietly watching this situation unfold with keen interest. Rival franchises, ever alert to opportunities, may be calculating how to exploit the Cowboys' potential vulnerability. Analysts and commentators, who have long admired the precision and adaptability of this Dallas squad, are reportedly sending out feelers, trying to gauge the medical and psychological impact on the team. The narrative emerging is one of uncertainty, tension, and speculation. Fans, of course, have begun to notice the subtle shifts, the guarded statements, the carefully worded interviews that hint at challenges without revealing specifics. Social media is abuzz with conjecture, with every cryptic tweet or ambiguous report dissected and amplified, creating a feedback loop of concern and anticipation. What makes this situation particularly compelling and alarming is the historical context of concussions in the NFL. While the league has made strides in recent years in managing head injuries and safeguarding players, the reality is that concussions remain unpredictable, with recovery trajectories varying widely. For a player whose performance is intertwined with both physical agility and cognitive sharpness, the stakes could not be higher. The Cowboys' medical staff, reportedly among the most vigilant in the league, is said to be conducting round-the-clock monitoring, employing advanced diagnostic tools, and consulting with top specialists to ensure no detail is overlooked. The sense of urgency is amplified by the awareness that any premature return to play could have catastrophic consequences not just for the player's career, but for his long-term health and well-being. Amidst this unfolding drama, internal sources suggest a tension between the desire to maintain competitiveness and the imperative to prioritize health. The coaching staff is reportedly grappling with difficult decisions, balancing the immediate needs of the team against the ethical and medical responsibility to protect their player. It's a delicate, almost impossible tightrope walk, where every decision carries weighty implications. Speculation is rampant that meetings between coaches, medical personnel, and team executives have become more frequent and intense, with strategy sessions infused with cautionary notes about player safety. The rumor mill is alive with stories of last-minute consultations, confidential evaluations, and discreet adjustments to practice intensity, all in an effort to mitigate risk while preserving readiness for fans. The uncertainty is maddening yet gripping. The narrative unfolding feels more like a high-stakes drama than a typical sports story. Discussions in fan forums and online communities reveal a mix of worry, hope, and impatience. Some speculate that the team might need to rely on backups or even make roster adjustments that could redefine the season. Others cling to the possibility of a miraculous recovery, holding on to past instances where players have returned stronger after medical setbacks. The common thread, however, is the awareness that this situation transcends ordinary performance metrics or game outcomes. It's about resilience, human vulnerability, and the unpredictable interplay between physical limits and professional ambition. What's particularly intriguing is the reported secrecy surrounding the situation. Sources suggest that information is being tightly controlled, with only a few trusted insiders having access to the full scope of the medical assessments. This veil of confidentiality has only fueled speculation, with reporters and fans alike piecing together fragments of information to construct a narrative. The rumors themselves have taken on a life of their own, evolving with each new snippet of news, creating an almost cinematic tension that surrounds the Cowboys organization. Every comment from team representatives, every subtle shift in the lineup, every change in practice intensity is scrutinized and analyzed, feeding the collective anxiety and fascination. The gravity of the situation is further underscored by the history of players who have faced serious concussions in the league. While some have returned to peak form, others have struggled with lingering effects, affecting not only their on-field performance, but also their quality of life. For a team like the Cowboys, which thrives on consistency, skill, and precision, the prospect of losing a cornerstone player, even temporarily, could have strategic ramifications that ripple through every aspect of the organization. Analysts are reportedly weighing the long-term impact, considering how the absence or limited participation of a key player could alter draft strategies, game planning, and even future contract negotiations. Every rumor, every insider tip adds layers to a story that seems to grow more complex with each passing day. Even among players, there's reportedly an undercurrent of concern. While professionalism and focus remain evident, insiders suggest that teammates are acutely aware of the stakes. Subtle gestures, whispered conversations, and shifts in behavior indicate that the locker room is processing a reality that extends far beyond ordinary competition. The blend of hope and apprehension is palpable, creating an atmosphere where performance and empathy coexist in a delicate balance. Some players, driven by loyalty and camaraderie, are said to be doubling down on their support, while others grapple privately with uncertainty about the team's ability to navigate this unprecedented challenge. Meanwhile, the broader football community watches with a mix of fascination and unease. Commentators, former players, and analysts debate potential scenarios, hypothesizing about the medical prognosis, tactical adjustments, and psychological effects on the squad. Every press conference, every official statement, and even every cryptic tweet from team personnel is dissected for hidden meaning, fueling a cycle of rumor, speculation, and analysis. Fans are drawn into a narrative that feels both immediate and cinematic, where the stakes extend beyond wins and losses to encompass health, loyalty, and the unpredictable drama of professional sports. As this story continues to unfold, one thing is certain: the Cowboys are facing a moment of unprecedented tension, a scenario that blends medical urgency with strategic complexity. The whispers, the rumors, and the inside scoops paint a picture of a team navigating a precarious landscape, balancing the pressures of competition with the imperatives of player safety. The sense of suspense is almost tangible, and the implications, if the worst-case scenarios are realized, could reverberate throughout the league. For now, the narrative is fluid, evolving, and charged with uncertainty, a drama that captivates fans, analysts, and insiders alike. Every move, every statement, and every decision is laden with significance, and the world waits to see how the Cowboys will respond to a crisis that tests the very core of their resilience and character. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like this video and share it with your fellow NFL fans. Stay tuned for more updates, only here on NFL News Now.